Hello and welcome to another Purveyor of Light Photoshop Quick Tip. Today we're going to have some fun. We just all celebrated Halloween, and I thought, hey, why not have a little fun and make a creative Halloween meme? And let's use some of the AI features inside of Photoshop to do so. So I think this is going to work out well. All right. So this is what we're shooting for, something like this. And we're going to start out with the Lonely Pumpkin. So this is what we're going to start on, and we're going to build, hopefully, from this into something like this. All right. So here we go. First thing we need to do is, of course, put a jack-o'-lantern face on this thing. And luckily, we don't have to get any knives out and do any mess or carving. We can just work with the pumpkin. So take the lasso tool. And I'm just going to draw out where the face is, okay, on the pumpkin. Give it the general location. And now I'm going to go generative fill, and I'm going to type in jack-o'-lantern. And we're going to hit generate. And we're going to let Photoshop turn on that for a second. And hopefully it'll come up with some good variations for us. Now, the one thing about this AI is you never know what you're going to get. Like this, you're going to get garbage. This one, yeah, it's better. But this is more traditional. And if I'm not happy, okay, just hit regenerate again. It doesn't cost anything to do it. At least not now, anyhow. Maybe in the future they'll start charging for it. But for now, it's free. So let's put some iterations in. Okay, so we've got a couple more iterations. And I think I like that one. So we'll go with that one. All right, so now we have our jack-o'-lantern face. And because we're just doing a creativity thing, I'm just going to go ahead and flatten the image there and move on from there. So now we've got the jack-o'-lantern cut out. No mess, no fuss. So let's, let's put a hat on it. And so I'm going to just roughly shape out the hat. Okay. Sorry about that. I accidentally hit my scroll bar. But I have my rough shape. I'm going to go generative fill again. And I'm going to do a witch's hat, because that's my envision. And I'm going to hit generate. You know, the way the AI is progressing so quickly in that, pretty soon there won't be a need for us doing Photoshop at all. It'll just be generate this and that'll be good enough. Okay, so we've got a couple variations here. That's not too bad. That's kind of cool. And that's kind of neat. So, pretty good. I'm going to turn around and hit generate one more time just so I have more to choose from. And remember, you can always do this over and over again until each time it's going to come up with different iterations. And you never know what you're going to like the most. Okay, so I've got 3 more. Like that. Don't like that. Okay, so now I've got this as my top pick. Tough one. I like that too, actually. Well, let's go ahead and go with the more traditional witch's hat. That'll work out well. Okay. So now we've got the jack-o'-lantern cut. We've got the witch's hat in. Okay, so now that we've got a nice hat on, let's go ahead and flatten the image here. So right-click on it and flatten image. And we can move on. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to take a background image and get rid of this green grass and everything and replace it with maybe a spookier one. I went on the internet, went on there and checked for wallpaper, And I found this wallpaper. I said, well, maybe we can make this work with our pumpkin. So that's our next goal. And so we need to separate the jack-o'-lantern from its background. And to do that, we're just going to hit select subject. And we see how it looked here. Done a nice job. And plenty good for our purposes. And so now we're going to hit Command or Control J. That's going to pop the jack-o'-lantern up on its own layer. And we'll proceed from there. And now we'll take that background wallpaper that I found. And we'll take the Move tool. And we will move it into the pumpkin image and drop it in. Then we will transform it. Have it fit in. Place it in place and hit enter to commit. Then we'll drag this layer below the jack-o'-lantern, and there we are. So that's looking pretty good. Now, of course, it doesn't line up very well, but we'll make it work in the end. Okay, I can move my image up here, reposition it so it looks pretty good. All right, so now we have a major difference in contrast and color and all that stuff. We need to start bringing things together, blending everything in together. Not a hard thing to do. But I noticed, we left off one omission right off the bat, the jack-o'-lantern. We have to light up the face, the eyes, the mouth. Well, let's see what we can do. We'll hit a new layer. And I'm going to take that new layer and I'm going to fill it with a color, and that should go right through the jack-o'-lantern. Well, let's do this. I'm going to select the eyes. We'll use the quick selection tool, and we'll click in the eye. We'll click in the other eye. We'll click in the mouth. Keep getting until we get it all selected. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So now we have the face of the jack-o'-lantern selected. Now we're going to go ahead and fill that with an appropriate, like yellow or orangey glow. So we'll go to fill, and then we'll choose color, and then we'll pick a color that's pretty close to an orangey, and that looks pretty good right there. And we'll fill it. And there we are. That's looking pretty good. All right, so Command and Control. Actually, I'm going to expand it even though here. I want to, what do I want to do? I want to bring things together, and I think I'll do this. Maybe we put a little text on it, and maybe a little happy Halloween. All right. And we'll change the size. And we will drag it into position here. And let's see, do we like it up here? Or do we like it down here? We'll see. It's a little big, so let's resize it up a little bit. Use the scrubbies in here. And then drag it into position. And it looks a little flat, to be honest. And I still don't know if I like it up here or down there. But for now, we'll keep it here. But it looks flat, and we need to do something to the text. Let's put some FX effects on it. Basic drop shadow. That helps a little bit. I also don't like the flat lighting. Let's put a gradient overlay on it. I think that's probably good. I like that. All right. And let's see, what else could I do? Could I do an inner glow? That puts a nice job on it. Yeah. We'll go with that for now. Okay. So the next thing is, again, we've got way too much contrast and brightness on the pumpkin. It's not blending it all in with the wallpaper. And so let's see if we could correct that by maybe using a color overlay. So let's go ahead and come down to the effects thing, adjustments, and let's look for a color lookup table. And now we can go in and let's see which one we use. I'm going to try candlelight. How's that look? Now that's not looking too bad. Let's see. I want to just try a few overlays out. Okay, that's candlelight. Crisp warm. That's a unique effect too. Crisp winter. That's nice. Edgy amber. Well, that gives it a little more on the spook appeal. Fall colors. So. And again, you don't realize what a big effect these have on blending things together. Foggy night. How's that look? Well, that's not too bad. But horror blue. Let's see what that effect does. That's pretty nice, actually. And moonlight. And night from day. It gives us very close to what we're doing now. So, well, again, ain't no right or wrong answer. It's what appeals to you the most. And I think I'm liking the candlelight. That's probably the best one for me. And again, this was just to show you, go have some fun and do that. So let's see my original creation. My original creation right there. I do like the hat better on my original one. It turned out much better. But here's our current one, and we did pretty close to it. So I think that worked out pretty nice. So there you go. Why did we do this today? Only because we wanted to have some fun, some creativity, play around with some of the tools in Photoshop. The more you play around with, the more comfortable you get. And then the more you lose the fear of that so many beginners have of messing things up. That, like I'm going to break something. This is a prime example why you need to get in and play. So there you go. We have taken this thing all the way down. Okay, you remember where we started? There's our starting point. Right there. We started with that photo. And we wound up here. Quite a difference, huh? So there we go. And I think it's a pretty nice job. And again, really didn't take any time. Me talking took most of the time. Creativity-wise, this probably could have been done in less than 15 minutes. So I hope you guys had a great Halloween. Till next week, you guys take care.